Hello my sunflowers! Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here for the second wrap-up video of 2020 and I'm here to talk about the worst books of 2020. I don't do this often because I don't like to talk down on books. Please don't say anything bad to the authors. They put a lot of work in these books and I appreciate that. I know how much work and how much thinking is going into these books. I love you. Please keep writing. Please write for the people that like your writing and your books. Please do that. Don't ever feel like not writing a book. Every book is a gift to humanity. However, I have 10 books for you that I actually did not like. I am so sorry for all these books and I will roast them now. If you see a book you like, please switch this off. Don't look. Yeah, I don't want you to hurt, okay? I love you. Please enjoy your books. My opinion is my opinion and it should not make you enjoy your favorite books less. Alright, the disclaimer is gone. So, first book of these 10 is one controversial because a lot of people love it and I hated it to bits and I screamed at some scenes. Okay? Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Oh boy. Oh, no. Okay, this book is about two friends that have not seen each other for years, but the moment they see each other, they are the best friends forever. And actually, they set each other up with dates, like different dates. But of course, they are kind of into each other. And the things I hated about this book is that the main character, Hazel, is like this pixie girl, quirky thing that is supposed to be a little bit nerdy, a little bit like and it is so over the top. She has such a flat character and Josh, he is even worse. Flat as a pancake. I could have lived with that if the friendship to lovers thing would have worked. But in my opinion, they have like no ground. They have like no depth for each other. They have like this, oh my god, we are best friends. I was like, you have not seen that guy for 15 years. How are you such good friends? Please go read my reviews on Goodreads. They are worth it. Alright, and then let's go overall plot points. Pixie girl trope vibes. I don't like that one. Oh, sun. That's sparkly. Then drunk sex. Stop it, authors. It's not okay to have sex wasted. Consent issues. And that's not the worst of it. Sex while asleep. This is not how it works physically and also big red flags considering the consent. You cannot give some consent when you are asleep. So if you have sex with people when they are asleep, that's rape. That's rape. Okay? So, you see why I hate this book? It's not cute. It's not cute, okay? Also, the sex scenes, they are told in a very romantic, flowery way. I hate it. I hate it. Also, if you're under 18, oh, I'm sorry, please go away for 2 minutes. Come back later. I shall quote, "We both cry out as he slides in D. It is not gentle or slow, not even to start." Do I even have to tell you how problematic this is? It should not hurt, Hazel, okay? This book is terrible. I'm sorry. Christina Lauren, some books of you, the Unhoneymooners, okay, liked it. Good. But, yeah. And this would have been like a book I would have thought, okay, it's bad, but I'm not going to hate it. And then the unexpected unwanted pregnancy in this, which they decide is very romantic and is going to give them everything and they are going to be happy ever after with 5 kids, and she is not like everybody else and she's not going to be a stay-at-home person. Not going to get married. Of course she gets married and gets 3 kids. So I hate this book. I hate it. Okay? No. There is one Harry Potter reference that made me kind of giggle. That's why it's 1.25 stars. 1.25. And that's because I cannot give books below 1 star in Goodreads. I do not rant a lot, but then when I do... Hope you're enjoying yourself. Please grab some popcorn. I have 9 books to go. The next book I have thrown across the room, and I have, for the first time, considered not gifting to a library because I don't want any person to read this ever. And that's Peach by Emma Glass. This is about a girl who gets raped and is actually having problems with herself and is hurting herself, and is in the end is being stalked by her rapist, and she is killing him, and actually there is some cannibalism in this. So this book is disgusting. I almost puked reading this. The writing style is terrible. It is supposed to be poetic and I hate it. It is not poetic, it is just terrible. I am disgusted by every word in this book. You have heard what it is about. This is supposed to shock you. It is written to shock you and nothing else. It is not giving you a good discussion of rape culture or rape victims. It is just there to shock you. I hate this. Don't do this to rape victims, alright? I hate this book. 1 star, I threw it across the room twice and I considered burning it. Yeah, I don't joke about this, okay? This book, no. Don't read this, don't look it up. No. Bye. On the same note of disgusting writing I did not enjoy is a book that's a lot of people kind of like, and I think it is less shock value written than Peach, but it is still written in this way and I hate it. Bunny by Mona Ward. Mona Ward is an acquired taste, and I think you either love her or hate her, and I hate her forever. That book, I hate it so much. It is about artists that start a reading club and are supposed to tell stories about their sex life and about their adventures, and they are actually a witch coven that turns bunnies into men, and if the man is not perfect, they kill them and they explode the bunnies. So this is the whole thing. And I thought the writing style was pretty disgusting. There is so much hate for women in this. I don't see the value of this book. It is shock value. It is just shock value. And that's it. And I don't think that's a good thing to say about a book. It gives me nothing. It disgusted me with the hate that is in this book. The main character hates these other women so much. She has so much jealousy and hate in her. Why should I read anything like this ever again? Why? I don't want this feeling. I don't want to feel this. I don't like being just shocked for shock itself. I don't mind some monsters and grotesque things sometimes to just kind of get me out of my happy fluffy shell. That's okay. I mean, I like, for example, Wilder Girls by Rory Power, and this has body horror in it. Fine. This book, no value. I don't see it. Horrible. 1.5 stars. Bye. I think the author has some talent. I see it, what she tried to do, it just does not work for me. So let's get into a book that disappointed me the most this year because I had such high expectations for it, and that's Born by Jeff Vandermeer. I give this, I think, 1.5 stars. It is about a woman who finds an alien blob, and the blob grows into some kind of being that she kind of adopts like a son. It is supposed to be like this lovely mother-son relationship thing and unconditional love thing, kind of. I am sensitive to unconditional love when it's toxic as hell, okay? So the blob, he's called Born, is manipulative, evil, and is actually destructive to her. and to her relationship in there. And I feel some kind of same thing that is supposed to be shocking and supposed to give you some kind of thinking and give you this alien feeling, that I give it that. The alien feels alien because it does not behave human and does not have our values. I see that. I just hated reading that. I hated it. I don't like unconditional love themes and mom and some things when I just see that it is so flippin' toxic. So I don't know what it was for me in this book. I just don't like this like manipulation of people. It is, you can see a theme in my worst books. Books that make me feel worse after reading them than before reading them. Yeah. Same note, a book that really disappointed me and I had high hopes for is Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power. That book is one of my most anticipated books of 2020, and I had such high hopes for it. No, sorry. Rory Power, I love her writing. I will read her next book. The book got like 2.25 stars from me in the end, and there were just things I didn't like. This book is about a girl who has a very toxic relationship with her mother and finds out she has a grandmother, and she goes to that grandmother. The grandmother is even more toxic than her mother, which is lovely because I love to read about gaslighting. I have not had that in my life, not at all. Yeah. So I was triggered by the book. And that's probably why I gave it such a low rating. And also it has one thing that I really hate, and that is very inaccurate science that is like turning into magic. Spoilers, there's a thing that a fertilizer for apple trees, whatever, can turn DNA or just land to produce clones of people, and it is completely based on the fertilizer, and that women can get pregnant with their own clone because of a fertilizer. Oh boy, this is like a conspiracy theory for non-GMO people. I didn't like that, and it is really toxic. Like the whole relationships and whole thing between the mother and the grandmother and the daughter is so cool. I didn't like that because I just don't feel like reading about mental manipulation, about gaslighting, about all these things. So I didn't like this book. I'm so sorry. I still think Rory Power is a great writer. I just think that book was not for me because it triggered me. That book is one of my worst books I have read this year. I'm so sorry. So another book I didn't like is One of Us is Next, and this is the second book to One of Us is Lying. And actually this book, it was just bad. I think the whole mystery in this is not like a good mystery. The actual person who did this in the end, I hated that. The resolution in the end, it's just unbelievable. It's terrible, and I didn't like that. So and I think the whole book is kind of not done well. The concept was actually good. It was about like a high school where an app or kind of a SMS thing is going on, that you have to do this there or I will tell everybody your worst secret. Oh, teenagers are so stupid. Risking your life for some stupid secret. Oh, I hope that we can raise a generation after us that is not feeling embarrassed for being a human. Just for fuck's sake. Yeah, so this book was overall just a bit boring, just a bit meh, and the end annoyed me. That's why it's like a 2.5 for me. There's not much more to say about it. Another book I just think wasn't for me. I expected something completely else, and that's Chilling Effect. So this book was supposed to be about a crew and intelligent cats in space, and was promoted for Becky Chambers fans. I'm a Becky Chambers stan. I love her work so flippin' much. So I picked it up, and it's a Latinx author, and I just thought, yeah, this is going to be great. I'm sorry, I didn't like this. It gets like a 2-star for me. I just don't like read crack. I'm sorry. So this book is purposely making fun of space operas. And the thing is, I was there for the space cats, and I didn't get space cats. Because space cats are just there for like a few minutes and then they just disappear and they don't talk anything and they just sit there and are their fabulous selves and just they don't have a real role. So I'm disappointed. I mean, it is kind of on character that the cats would just sit there because cats do that. But yeah, I just think this book wasn't written very well. I'm very sorry. The whole plot is completely forgettable. It's not a good space opera. I'm sorry. I think this was the first book the author wrote. There's gonna be second book in this series. I just don't feel for it. I didn't like any of the characters. I don't think the found family that they tried to do this, which I think was the reason why it was promoted to the Becky Chambers people, wasn't done very well. So I'm sorry. It wasn't for me because I probably tried to take it too seriously. If you like books that are written in a way that you know it's making fun of itself, it's probably a book for you. It wasn't for me. It just plainly wasn't. I still gave it like a 2.5 stars. It was okay, but still one of the worst books I read this year. I gave it away. But it was like a spurs of a moment buy when I was at the bookstore. And I'm just glad I read something from a Latinx author because they deserve our attention too. So let's get into the only non-fiction on this list. And that's Art of Happiness by Dalai Lama. Or is it? Because it's not. It is written by a British psychologist who made interviews with the Dalai Lama. I love the message that our lovely Dalai Lama is spreading across the world, which is most of the time a message of kindness and happiness. So I thought, yeah, this book could be for me. It is going to be full of this happiness and this pureness and giving me existential hope, which I need all the time. But actually, it is the view from the psychologist that is giving you some of these things that the Dalai Lama is telling him, he is quoting him, but he's giving his discussion of his points and is questioning it all the time and giving these like perspectives from psychological studies and his opinions to it. And I did not sign up for that, sir. I'm sorry. Please don't bring this like complete Western view of a religious figure that is here to spread positivity. Of course, spread his religion, but you can like filter that out of it if you don't like it. But I think the value you get from this book, you can get from one of the videos of Dalai Lama on giving one of his speeches, giving like one of these Q&A sessions to people. Even the interview with John Oliver has more value than this book. And the opinions that the psychologist gave, that's why I said Western opinions, because it is so focused on studies and on this like, no, it does not mesh well. The book is just not done well. I gave it like 2 stars. And I think there are other books that give you more value and more insight into the teachings of the Dalai Lama. So only 2 books are remaining, and I think these are the controversial books because people like them. The first one is To All the Boys That I've Loved Before. I am very sorry I hated this. Yeah, it's like 2.5 stars or something. So, no, not even that, 1.5. No, sorry, this is so juvenile, so childish. It is not written well. It is entirely based on teenager embarrassment, which is not entirely unrealistic. I just don't think it's a good driver for a plot. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. And the thing that kind of annoyed the hell out of me is that she's supposed to be 15, 16 years old thinking about relationship and having the fun in the bed. And she is calling her father daddy all the time. I just don't like that she's calling her father that stuff. Okay, it is annoying to read. And I don't think the romance in it is that good. So overall, I don't hate it, but I don't think that this is a very good book. I will not continue this series. I will not really watch the movie. I tried. It's a bit better than the book, and that's really a rare thing for me to say, that I like the movie a bit better than the book. But in this case, yeah, I do. Let's get to the last book. I don't want to make it too long because I don't have any space on my phone left. Is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This book has been one of the anticipated books of BookTube, and some people really loved it, and I hated it. 2.5 stars from me, sorry. It's not the worst. I think the first 60% kind of digestible. It's okay. There is some things that I kind of like, that we get to know about the Hunger Games and how it began, how uncivilized it was, and how it became more grand, that actually the Coriolanus Snow was there from the beginning as a basically teenager. And I still don't like that she kind of tried to make us like Snow. I don't care for it. She didn't try too hard. You can still hate him. I do, after this book. But she tried to push a romance in there. No, I don't like that. Completely unnecessary. Give me his motives. Give me his psychology, why he did what he did. But she pushed a romance in there. I hated it. And from the point of 60% mark, that book is just went haywire and just is completely terrible after that. I cannot describe anymore why. It's just bad. Please go watch my review of this. I made a vlog even while reading this. I liked it in the first 10%. And then it got really bad and I hated it. So I am not a fan of that. I'm so sorry. And it is partially the reason why I decided not to read Midnight Sun, despite having it on my Kindle now. This throwback into 2014 books just to get more money out of the fans. No. So yeah, those are the worst books of 2020 for me. It has been a wild ride. I am kind of glad to have read these books because they give me some kind of insight into what I do not like. Which is good, because then I can focus on books that I like. And most of the books I really like, because my average rating on Goodreads is a 4.1 or 2. It's slightly higher than the last year. Immaculate, thank you, it's beautiful, I like it. And yeah, so that's the best books in the other video and the worst books of 2020. Have you read bad books this year? Which books did you hate? Did you feel the rage that I have in this video? Please leave it in comments because I'm really interested. And yeah, I will be back with more videos. I want to see what I have reached from my bookish goals and make goals for the next year. So expect that video from me. And in the meantime, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Bye!